At the beginning of 2010, Justin TV was going to die. We were drowning in bandwidth costs and paying our amazing employees, but we weren't making enough money. Right before we got knocked out of the startup game, we turned it around. How? Let me tell you exactly what we did to save the company and finally get to $1 million of revenue a month.
How's it going? I'm Justin Khan from Justin.tv.
What's up YouTube? It's Justin Khan, your favorite founder's favorite founder. Smash subscribe and bang that bell and I'll be your best friend forever. I promise. Okay, here's where we were at as a company in 2010. We had launched Justin TV as a platform for live video in 2007 and spent the last couple years building. The site was now one of the top 250 websites in the world and we scrapped together over $7 million in venture financing. But we were never the best fundraisers in the best of times, and the great financial crisis had happened last year, and now no one was funding any user-generated video content anymore. We survived even though many video sites did not. In the wake of Google's $1.6 billion acquisition of YouTube in 2006, dozens of video sites had popped up in search of a piece of the burgeoning online video space action. Sites like Rever, Veo, Vidler, the list went on. Some of these companies went on to raise tens of millions of dollars as investors clamored to support the first generation of social media apps. Then, the 2008 financial crisis hit. Companies that had raised a ton of cash found the flow of easy money cut off. Now investors had stopped asking about user growth and started asking about revenue, which was basically non-existent. We had done a lot with very little money, but it was clear to us that we weren't going to be able to raise any more money. We needed to become the P word: profitable. Now there was only one problem. We were spending a lot of money. Between engineering salaries and bandwidth bills, we were spending near $1 million a month and only making hundreds of thousands. And that's how we invented the auto-paying ad. Sorry, here's what we did. We began holding a monthly founders meeting. During these meetings, we brainstormed ideas in two columns. One, everything we could do to make more money, and two, everything we could do to spend less money. Every aspect of the business was fair game. We cut costs by defaulting to lower stream resolutions, saving archived videos for shorter periods of time, and enacting many other innovative tech solutions to reduce our server load. On the make more money side, we crammed ads into literally every nook and cranny of the site. We added auto-playing video ads before anyone else on the internet. We even added banner ads to our 404 page, the blank page that comes up when you type in the wrong URL in your browser. Yep. That was desperate. Our biggest money-making innovation was the paywall. We had a ton of international traffic, with viewers visiting the site from the US, Europe, South America, the Middle East, and Asia. Unfortunately, internet advertising rates outside the US and Europe were abysmally low. We lost money serving most of our global traffic. In one of those founder meetings, my co-founder Michael argued we should just shut off the site for those countries. I hated that idea. It felt to me that it was anti-internet and undemocratic to enable some countries and not others. Secretly, I was driven by the fear of watching our traffic numbers decline. Seeing numbers go down, I hate seeing numbers go down. It felt like part of me was dying. And then boom, I had an idea. What if we allowed viewers worldwide to keep using the site, but some of the time visitors from outside the US and Europe would see a paywall, which would force them to purchase a pro account if they wanted to keep watching. At a high enough conversion rate of viewers to pro account holders, it was certain we would cover our costs. One of our engineers, Tim, set about building the paywall. Tim was the classic Silicon Valley engineer, convinced that the founders were idiots, we usually were, and that he was right. He usually was, and he just wanted to be left in peace to build things on his own. He seemed constantly pissed that he needed to push back against our micromanagement, and I, to be honest, empathized with him. I tried to collaborate with Tim to create project specs for the paywall, but eventually I just gave up and left him with simple instruction to figure out how to make money. Left to his own devices, Tim succeeded far beyond our wildest dreams. He built the paywall so it showed up randomly for some viewers, some of the time, but we could control the frequency of its appearance. We also could customize it by country, so we started turning it on selectively, starting with countries that cost us the most and made us the least on ads. It started off slow. The first month, we only made $10,000, but 6 months later, it was bringing in $200,000 a month. That was a huge step to covering our costs and moving us towards profitability. By accident, one day, I drew a line in the sand. As the team grew, we had taken over an adjoining warehouse space and cut holes in the walls between the two sides of our office, which was basically two different units.
Hey guys, on the day that I'm showing the place, are you serious?
This created this side effect of turning our office into a crazy maze. In order to keep the business people, Matt, our VP marketing, Evan, our PR guy, and Scott, our ads guy, away from all the engineers, we stuck them in the corner of the back office. I was pacing around the business side of the office one day, exclaiming how we needed to make more money. Our monthly revenue had been hovering at around $300,000 for a while. In order to cover the company's expenses, which was mostly bandwidth costs and salary, we needed to at least double it. I exclaimed something like, "We need to get to $600,000 a month. What's it gonna take to get to 600?" Our ads guy Scott asked, "Well, what if we got to $1 million a month, Justin?" $1 million a month seemed impossible. It seemed decades away. We were never gonna get there. I said, "That would be incredible." Well, Scott said, "If we get to $1 million a month, we should do something fun for the company." We talked about taking a company trip before, but we never materialized one. Scott was from Hawaii and we talked about it before. I'd never been. Scott said, "Hey, if we get to $1 million a month, how about we go to Hawaii?" And I said, "Sure. If we get to $1 million a month, we'll take the entire company to Hawaii." As soon as those words left my mouth, I regretted them. But, you know, it was a problem for another day. There was definitely no way we were going to get to $1 million a month. The next thing was that we reprioritized everything to making money or saving money. One of my engineers, Joseph, came to me upset that the project he'd been working on had been pushed off. We tried to explain as best we could that we needed to focus on money because otherwise the company was going to die. 6 months later, through a ton of hard work against all my expectations, we actually did it. We became profitable. Yes! Not only that, a month or two after, we hit the $1 million a month mark. Since I'd issued the challenge, we had more than tripled our revenue. The team had pulled out all the stops. Scott had negotiated and renegotiated our advertising contracts. Tim had optimized our conversion funnel and A/B tested every part of the paywall. We had plastered ads everywhere and anywhere that we could imagine. And site traffic had continued to grow. We were finally a profitable company.
This is my incubator now.
I remember being in Vegas for a bachelor party with Michael and looking over at him and saying, "Can you believe that we have a real company?" When we started off, we had never imagined we could actually be profitable before. We were taking the classic startup path. We built a startup that had only ever lost money. So we had to make good on our promise to our team. We ended up renting 4 villas in Kihei on Maui to house the 20-something team members in our company. We flew over to Hawaii in 2 separate flights, so there was always someone on the ground to restart the web servers just in case. The week we spent in Maui was amazing. We bonded as a team, drank a lot, and hiked up Haleakala, the volcano in the center of the island. Okay fam, here's the lessons. Number 1, set a goal. When we were starting off, I was super scared to set goals. What were the right goals to set? Are these goals valid? But it's important to set an internal goal for your team, even if you're just making it up. People want a target to shoot at. I had just pulled $1 million a month out of my ass, but it was something the team could rally around. Number 2, people need to know the why. When I told Joseph that we were changing directions and needed to work on revenue generation, he was pissed. But when he learned the reasoning behind it, we weren't going to be able to raise more money and we were going to fail as a company if we didn't change focus, he got on board. Number 3, make sure to celebrate. As a founder, it's easy to get caught up in, well, what's the next goal? What's the next goal? You have to spend time celebrating with the team and recognizing your hard work and accomplishments. Boom, smash subscribe because you don't want to miss next week's video. I'll see you guys next time.